afternoon. Welcome to Georgia Waterfalls by James Wright. I am James Wright, and today's adventure, and what an adventure it is. We are calling this the High Shoals Falls Adventure because in Georgia, I've discovered that there are 3 waterfalls with the name High Shoals. The first one that we're going to go to today is in Dallas, Georgia. The second one that we're going to go to is in north of Dahlonega. And the grand finale, the third one, is High Shoals Falls in between Hiawassee and Helen. As you can see, this waterfall is awesome. So enjoy Georgia Waterfalls, the High Shoals Falls Adventure. Here we go.
There's just something about falling water that pulls us in. It captivates us. The roar, the rush, the calm. It's powerful and peaceful all at once. Chaos in the stillness. I've been hooked on waterfalls for as long as I can remember. They're not just beautiful, they're magical. Welcome to Georgia Waterfalls, your guided tour to some of the most breathtaking falls in the Peach State. We're diving into the sights, the stories, the history, and everything you need to know to explore these natural wonders yourself. So grab your boots, pack your camera, and hit the trail with me. Adventure starts now. Our journey begins in Paulding County, just outside the town of Dallas. A little suburban secret, High Shoals Falls is a 30-foot waterfall that doesn't really fit in where it is located. When looking at it straight on, it seems a huge boulder fell from the sky and High Shoals Creek carved its way through the rock, creating the waterfall. But looking at it from the air, it looks like a pit in the ground and the waterfall is forming a grotto with a pool there. It is a really unique setting for a waterfall and probably one of the most picturesque waterfalls in the state. The waterfall and the rocks around it remind me of waterfalls in northwest Georgia because there are holes in the rock and small grottos. Similar in northwest Georgia, the limestone sandstone up there had been cut by the water to create caverns and caves. High Shoals Falls has these things. Located on High Shoals Road, about 6 miles northwest of Dallas, it is Georgia's Piedmont special. Park in the well-defined lot and follow the gravel path past the historic cemetery for about 0.15 miles, and you will end up at the falls. The whole area around the rock wall is fenced off, so you can't explore above the falls. From there, we head about 8 miles north of Dahlonega into the Appalachian foothills, where the terrain begins to rise. On Walden Creek, you'll find the second High Shoals Falls. The trail winds through mountain laurel and rhododendron. At first, it is a quiet hike in the woods, but as you descend into the creek valley, the sound of rushing water grows louder. This 30-foot waterfall is great after a big storm, and it used to have a swing for you to enjoy this quiet solitude. About 300 feet to the right of the falls is a small stair-step waterfall. When the falls appear, they step down the rocks in a long sliding flow. Every season changes the look of the water here. Sometimes it's a thin sliver of sheet. Sometimes it's a powerful rush that fills the valley with mist. Park on a small pull-off on Clayton Gooch Road near the trailhead. The trailhead is an old forest road 263. Ascend the mountain and stay right on the road for 0.8 miles. At this point, you'll begin to descend into the valley. At 1.25 miles, you will reach a man-made culvert the Walden Creek flows through. On the left, you'll see High Shoals. There will be a trail on the left to the falls. Also on this trail, there's about halfway through it, on the left, there will be a trail that goes up the mountain, and it looks like, we didn't have time to check this out, but it looked like you could see awesome sunsets from that point. And you're actually on the top of the ridge, and you took that ridge, it would go up to the Appalachian Trail. But our final stop is the crown jewel of the 3, south of Hiawassee, in the Chattahoochee National Forest. The last High Shoal Falls waits in the heart of a deep ravine. This is the waterfall hikers talk about. the one that plunges 50 feet. There's an upper portion that is impossible to get to but can be viewed from the trail to the fall. The upper portion is another 40 to 50 foot series of slides. The forest around it stays shaded and damp, wrapped in ferns and towering hemlocks. To get there, take Indian Grave Gap Road for 1.3 miles. At the beginning, you'll ford the Hiawassee River and park at the trailhead on the left. Take the trail to the right and hike for 1.3 miles to High Shoals Falls. At 1 mile on your left, you'll come into a side trail with Blue Hole Falls, which is a stunning 25-foot waterfall with a deep blue pool at its base, perfect for cooling off in the summer heat. So there you have it. 3 waterfalls, 3 totally different landscapes, 1 name, High Shoals Falls. If you enjoyed this adventure, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Get outside and explore Georgia, and always have a great day. Go see some waterfalls.